I guess just let's begin with what was it like to watch the film, and how motivated are you guys to get it done here Monday night?
Yeah, we're definitely excited to get back on the court and to put our best foot forward in Game 5. And yeah, we just definitely after a loss like that, you're always feel like there's a little extra motivation just to get back on the court and get going again.
And did you even look at the film, or is it seemed like it was one of those nights for you guys?
We haven't watched anything yet, but I'm sure we'll probably watch a little bit at least, see what kind of went wrong, how we can get better from it, and learn from it.
Sam, do you have a specific post-game routine, and how does that change after a win versus a loss, or is it just the same?
I wouldn't say it changes from win to loss. It's pretty similar every game, to be honest with you.
Joe's talked about learning from wins the same way you learn from losses. How does that process work? Like, does he just do the same thing? Is there any extra emphasis, or is it truly like the same process after every game, no matter what?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty similar. I mean, you're never perfect in a win or a loss, so I feel like there's always room to grow and improve. And I think he does a good job of that, of just keeping us grounded, even after, we were on a 10-game winning streak before this in the playoffs, which is pretty rare. But also highlighting that's a pretty successful accomplishment. But coming off a loss like that is a lot to learn from.
It's been a good season, obviously, crowd-wise here. It's been a good playoff run. What do you expect it to be like here?
I think Jason said it the other night, but we expect it to be as loud as it has been all season. So we're really excited.
And how much fun is it to play in a game like that?
And you crave that as an athlete, as a player. You dream of it, and to be a part of it's pretty special as well.
And how badly do you want to get it done?
Yeah, I mean, it would be awesome to get it done. It'd be great. I mean, if we do lose, it's not like it's the end of the world. We would still be up 3-2, but obviously, doing it at home would be pretty special.
Sam, for you on an individual level, you had a good game. In a loss like that, is there a sense of like you can take this rhythm and continue it moving forward, or do you not even think about your individual performance?
Yeah, it's a weird balance almost. It's hard to take moral victories from that, but also in the same breath, it's nice to see some go through on the offensive end and things like that. But yeah, it's kind of a weird fine line of, pulling some good things from it, but also understanding that we lost by 40. So, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Just shooting in general, when you're making your shots in games, are you also finding that when you're shooting around, in warm-ups at practice, you're in a better rhythm? And then, conversely, when you're not shooting well in games, are you finding that you're going to shoot around and you're struggling, or is it not that associated?
Yeah, to be honest, some of my best games I've had as a player are my worst shooting performances in a pregame shooting or at shoot around, and but some of my worst nights have been when I felt really good in warm-ups. So I feel like there's no correlation, to be honest with you. It's just kind of the rhythm of the game, the feel for the game when you're out there.
It's kind of like a starting pitcher in the bullpen that has great stuff, comes out and lousy, and then he has awful stuff and throws a no-hitter, right?
Right, yeah. So it's kind of like causation rather than correlation, I think.
And how much confidence is it? Confidence, just building that confidence. You came out of the Indiana series, and I think your first game here, boom, boom, you hit a couple, that kind of thing that gets you going mentally as well.
Yeah, I just think just having the same approach every day and being professional, knowing that you always got to shoot the next one like it's going in, and just have supreme confidence in yourself. I mean, I put so much hours in time and effort to not be confident in myself and that ability, and I know it's one of the things I do best. So just continuing to shoot every shot like the next one's going in.
Sam, when so much of your defense is kind of those individual efforts, guarding one-on-one, do you go back after a game and watch, your individual defensive possessions on the ball, and how do you kind of evaluate those coming out of a game?
Yeah, definitely look at it after every game and see what it's like. It's tough against players like that. Sometimes you can play really good defense and they make a shot. So I think if they're shooting shots you're willing to live with, then I would consider it a good possession, rather if they score or not. But if you're doing things like not taking a tendency away and they score like that, then I would view that as something I can work on. So little things like that is what I look at.
Would you feel like last game was more a case of, when you look back on it, taking the tendencies away, or just not making tough shots?
I'd say probably both. I mean, they're good players. It's going to happen from time to time where there's a breakdown and they get a bucket. But I feel like a lot of us last game were not our best selves on that end of the floor, and we're looking to bounce back.
And then people always wonder, like, how could you not play with effort in the finals? And I feel like sometimes there's a misunderstanding of what playing with effort actually is. From your standpoint, is it like sometimes a skill thing, like you're just struggling to get picked to the ball and it's like a little bit contagious? Or is there, like, from someone who's actually in the position, how would you explain it to people who are not professional athletes who just sit there and say, like, why aren't they playing harder?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like you go into every game and you're not, like, I feel like you have to try not to play hard in the NBA Finals, to be honest. I don't think we were trying not to play hard. It just, like, some things in the game, it just kind of the way it goes sometimes. Like, you could climb up into a guy on a possession and, they miss a shot, they get offensive rebound, kick out three. It's not like of a lack of effort. It's more of just sometimes, like, a bounce doesn't go your way or things like that. But there's definitely some plays in the game, like 50-50 balls that we didn't get that we had been getting earlier in the series that may, show a little bit less effort, I guess, that we can learn from. But I wouldn't say we go out there and don't give our best effort. I feel like that's hard to make a claim on that one.
Can you quickly forget? Is that easy for you to do as a professional athlete?
I feel like that's kind of the nature of our business. Like, the game's so fast-paced that you kind of have to have like a next play mentality almost. They score. We have to get it out of bounds and run up the floor quick and get into offense. So it's hard to really dwell on certain things for an extended period of time in basketball because it's such a fast-paced game.
How about losses? How long do you give yourself to, and then just flush it?
Yeah, and probably like a day or the rest of that night, and then you got to flush it and then watch film, grow from it, learn from it, and we got a game tomorrow, so it's time to learn from it and flush it and then get ready for tomorrow.
Dallas did a lot of different things that caught you perhaps a little bit by surprise when we started in the fourth quarter of Game 3. But the rebounding difference was really stunning. Is it because you were put in positions that you're normally not put into in a game against Dallas?
I think they made a like a better effort at getting to the glass, and I think we can do a better job of blocking out, finding guys, and keeping them off the glass. I know sometimes a bad bounce happens, but I think a lot of it is on us. I feel like they got a lot of free runs to the rim, and we're able to get pretty free offensive rebounds, which is something that we can definitely learn from and get better.
Sam, bit of a random question. You hear about guys around the league like Bruce Brown and Jimmy Butler who are super into country music. Who would you say on the team has the most unique music taste?
A unique taste?
It's just, unique.
Have you seen Luke Cornett dancing to like the Moana soundtrack? I feel like his music taste is probably up there. It's a wide variety.
And then a couple years ago, the Red Sox had a song, "Dancing on My Own," as like a remix, and that was their like the team song, like it got them motivated. Do you guys have anything like that?
I wouldn't say we necessarily have one song because it kind of switches up depending on who is in control of the music. So can't say there's one song in it. It's definitely not the Moana soundtrack. Yeah.
I was gonna say you're not motivated when you hear Moana blaring through.
No, definitely not. Luke is though. Good for him.
He's got the dance. It's pretty good too.
I'm sure he hears a lot of it with his two young ones. So.
I know you said some of the conversations about that game were going to wait till you got back to Boston. What was that trip back like, and what were once you guys regrouped, those conversations like about the game?
Honestly, after that night, I feel like we kind of just tried to leave it in the past a little bit, and the plane flight was good. We were all in a better mood, but definitely, it's in the back of all of our heads. Like we got to play better, and coming back home, it's going to be pretty special here tomorrow night with the crowd and all that. So just want to put our best foot forward.
Your passing was off as a team. Fewer passes and not as precise. Credit to Dallas or something you can fix?
Probably both, honestly. They did a better job. We can be more sharp. And that's kind of all I got to say on that, probably, yeah.
Hey, Sam, one last thing. We're asking everyone here about their first trash talk experience in the league. Do you remember one?
Man, I'm not I feel like I never talk when I'm out there, so I feel like people don't necessarily talk to me that much, honestly. So
maybe it's benches, like when you're gonna shoot a three in the corner or something.
I don't know. You would have to let me think on that one. I have nothing on the spot here to give you. Honestly, I'm sorry.
All right. And if you think about trash talkers in the league, people have said, I don't know, that Luka talks or that Pat Bev talks. Do you have someone in mind that always is talking?
I feel like Bobby Portis talks a lot, but I feel like he's always like kind of just talking to himself, honestly, and that, like just to hype himself up. So yeah, you might have to ask Drew about that one. I'm not sure. Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Thanks, Sam.
no problem.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks.